Hi, this is Mark Holdsworth with Pastor Holdsworth and Company, and this is a brief demonstration / tutorial on how to use our StorNav product for valuing natural gas storage. There's really three tabs that a user would have to get comfortable with in running and putting data in this model and getting answers out. The Operations Center tab, the Market Center tab, and then the results that show up here in the Results Center. So let's go through all three of those. The Operations Center tab, you put in the storage capacity, the initial inventory, which of course will move as you're trading with the asset through time. The valuation run date, the capacity start date, this too will move through time as you're trading the asset. Capacity termination date and the terminal inventory that might be specified in the contract. On the right over here, we have 5 different ratchet layers. For ratchets. For the injection, you can imagine the injection going from an inventory level of 0 up through the different injection ratchets and up to 100%. So between 0 and whatever this intermediate value is, you'd expect to find your highest, your largest injection speed. These are all in decatherms per day. And as the inventory level goes on up to 100%, then your injection speed would fall. For the withdrawal layers, you'd have just the opposite, right? If you can imagine this going from 100% of capacity down through the ratchets to 0%. And again, between 100% of inventory and 50% of inventory in this case, you'd have your highest withdrawal, your largest withdrawal speed. And then as you go down to 0, you'd have smaller and smaller values here. We do the analysis in 3 pieces: an intrinsic piece, a futures to futures piece, and a cash to futures piece. And the kind of run you want to do can be set in the option valuation settings area. We'll go through those in a second. Some miscellaneous valuation settings, cash to futures correlation, which will apply only if you select the cash to futures analysis, and then an include fuel strike on calls. Calls are withdraw early options, and basically to say no here is basically taking the view that, hey, look, if I have withdraw early options, I'm going to frequently just roll those from 1 month to month. From 1 month to the next costlessly, and I don't want to assess or suffer fuel and withdrawal fuel and withdrawal variable cost on those. So we can set that to yes or no. Fuel variable costs and the strike settings are in this box here, so you'd have injection and withdrawal fuel and injection and variable cost, injection and withdrawal variable cost. And then finally, below here, we've got the monthly constraints that may apply. So here we'd have minimum monthly injections. You may have, if you had 200,000 that you had to, minimum monthly injection in March, you'd put 200,000 right there. And if you had 600,000 that you had a maximum monthly withdrawal in June, you'd put 600,000 right there. For inventory levels, if you had a minimum inventory level of 20%, let's say, in February, you'd put a 0.2 right there. So that's the Operations Center. Market Center tab is just a buildup of the different price and volatility interest rate curves that are required to value the asset. So we'd start with an NYMEX. And again, this is a workbook, so you could easily just link this to Bloomberg or any other workbook that you've got that you're maintaining curves in. A basis midpoint, and then a bid offer. These are entered as positive numbers here. And with both a bid and an offer, we can easily mimic header situations where you buy off one pipe and redeliver off of a different pipe. At the money volatility, typically the NYMEX at the money volatility. If you've got a location that you feel like you've got a better handle on a mark for that at the money volatility, you'd put that in there. And then a physical daily or a forward start volatility. Again, only used on cash to future situations in this column. And then finally, whatever your current zero coupon mark is for the treasuries here. So let's just do a few runs here. And the first one, let's just look at nothing but intrinsic value. And here we've got our intrinsic hedges and our intrinsic inventory path. So here it's saying we need to go buy 713,000 in April, buy 301 in May, and here's the inventory path that results from that. And basically you'll find that if you add up all this stuff, if you look at the sum down here, it's basically equal to the fuel. So all the deltas, all the hedges are fuel adjusted in the model. So let's just consider the futures to futures, and we'll do that run. Okay, so we picked up a little extrinsic value just from futures to futures. And again, the intrinsic value is going to run again every time. We've had users that are uncomfortable with the extra length that comes off of the long leg of spread options. The delta on the long leg of any spread option is going to show a little extra length. So the result is that you wind up a little bit long even if you have empty storage. So we produced one hedge where we just neutralized that and set the long leg delta exactly equal to the short leg delta. And whenever you add up all these deltas, you basically get the fuel again. Other users will leave that length on. And by the way, if you're running a Monte Carlo or a lattice-based model or something like this, length will show up in any option-based model. So, and what that just indicates is that you'd much rather own storage, even if the spreads are the same, in a $10 environment than you would in a $3 environment. So you have to be a little bit long. So if we add up the total of these hedges, you'll show that it's about 15 lots long. Again, this is what these are the hedges. So you would buy that, and sell this. So let's go back and do cash to futures. Not a lot to see for this asset. It's just going to take in the cash vols and the correlations, add a little bit of add some extrinsic value, and the deltas and the Greeks are all the same. We also produce a vega, and we produce a sell curve and a buy curve. So that's pretty much it on the results screen. A couple of other sheets you might be interested in. We get one that has the solution on the bottom, the solve for spread options, and the value of the different spread options in the top of this frame here. And then we also produce a position summary, which basically over here it shows you the cumulative inventory as a result of the forwards and spread options going into the calculation, and it'll show it going down to 0 by the end of the expiry of the asset. And then all the different individual instruments that go into the solution, the front, the back, the quantity of that position. These are not deltas, and put or call. So that's a brief, quick tutorial on using the model. We're happy to come by your office and do an extended demonstration, or schedule a go-to meeting and do an extended demonstration over the go-to meeting from you. I want to thank you for taking time to view the video and give either Rich or myself a call.